Yes, give me just a moment, please. And we will start this bad beast. All right. Let's power this thing up. Just going to do a quick hop today from Chicago Midway to St. Louis using our Southwest trusted steed here. This thing looks so good. Really is a good looking airplane though. Oh yeah. Let's get some power going. First thing I want to do is hold this button until this thing comes on. Set the parking brake, wait for the GPU to arrive, and we'll get her going. It's going to be a good time. Good time. Going to have 12,000 pounds of fuel on board. And we are southwest. SWA6672. There's our GPU. So battery. Ground power unit. Excellent. Okay, all that stuff should come on. We need to set our fuel. And our payload, which we'll just use a random load here. Click this a couple times. That seems good. That seems good. 76, cool. Alright, we're loaded. We got fuel. Starting at Chicago Midway. And going to St. Louis. Whoa. No departures. We're going to fly direct to Bacon. Then direct to Bloker. RBS, VOR, and then the arrival. We can do the ILS 30 right is what we're going to plan for. And no discontinuities, so we're good there. .0 on the reserves. I like cost index 33. Go on up to 30,000. Take off nice and gentle with some derated thrust. Good times. I think we're way ahead of ourselves. We need to let our computers catch up here. They need to align. All that nonsense. You know how jet flying is. You just click a bunch of buttons like this and hope for the best. Do a light test while we're at it. Those work. That's good. Overall, this thing looks amazing, though. While we are waiting, we can get our ATIS information here, which should be 132.75. Excellent. We'll take off 4 right. Okay. Dry runway, good to go there. Got fuel pumps on. Let's go ahead and get the AP going. Lights are good. While that engages, let's go take a look at the lights dancing on the airplane. Here goes the APU. The packs on here. Cruise altitude set. Landing altitude is going to be 618, so we'll put 600 in here. Alright. I think we're good to cut the ground power. Nothing died in the airplane, so that's good news. taxiing is going to be pretty shitty in this thing, but
hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
we are ready for pushback.
Locking gear.
Getting ready for push and start.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
.5% into, give her the fuel. I wonder where these guys are pushing me back to. And still climbing just a little bit. Let us stabilize. I'd call that a pretty stable engine. Let's get the other one fired up here.
Set parking brakes.
If you say so. Since you asked so damn nicely, I'll do it. All right.
Unlocking gear.
Thank you, thank you. It's about damn time. Seatbelts on, ladies and gentlemen. Seatbelts on. So before we taxi, I should probably talk about how everybody's bitching about the taxiing on this thing. So, not all of us have Hall sensor joysticks or rudder pedals. And like me, I'm using this potentiometer thing, and if I try to be smooth with my inputs, well, you can see what the yoke's doing there.
Left
See
is
how
clear.
it just bounces
Right is clear.
back and forth and just kind of dances. Now, when I'm flying, that's not really noticeable. So that, you know, it doesn't dance like that in the air. So it's not a real big issue. Now, the way they, and by they I mean PMDG, modeled this nose wheel steering and ground physics, they kind of made it shitty for people like me who have cheaper peripherals but more expensive add-ons. It's manageable, but it's gonna look very jerky, and I apologize about that. I hope PMDG gives us an option to change this very soon. Something that fixes this, helps alleviate it. It is what it is for now. Like I said, it's manageable, but it could be better. Flaps 5. RTO. And taxi lights. Ooh, we have the LED lights on this bad beast. Alright, let's taxi. Looks like we could just follow this all the way to our runway. Going to attempt to take this off like the manual says. We'll spool up to 50% and press a little takeoff button right here on the throttles, and hopefully that gives me the desired result. Oh yeah, see how jerky that is? It's like instant feedback, which the real airplane is like this, and using my rudder pedals it makes it a little better, but they're still the SATEC rudder pedals, so it's still pretty shitty. Using the rudder pedals makes it a little better, and I've also got slope settings set in my FSUI PC that also makes it a little better, but it's like instantaneous. I'm going to follow Yankee here. Yes. Where is it? I had a lag spike there. I thought I have this Aurora service that tends to use like 30% of my CPU whenever at once, and hit a little spike there and thought it was gonna start going stupid on me, but I guess it's not. It was just, you know, one of those things that happens in P3D. Oh hell, I almost forgot. Wrong lights. Yes. Turn on the panel lights. What's up, panel? Yeah. Alright. I hate how quick it just changes direction. So basically what I gathered from the manual when I read up on this section that talks about the ground physics, nose gear steering systems, and what PMDG did, basically the short end of the stick is, this is more realistic. My nose gear isn't slipping, which is probably where a lot of the quote-unquote smoothness comes from in our other airplanes. So this is a more realistic application, but when you couple this more realistic application with a less realistic control input, this is what you get. Pull up to the hold short line here and we'll get our last checks in, and we'll get this bird in the air without delay. We'll get this bird in the air, actually. Alright. Go through the overhead one more time here, make sure everything we need on is on. Yaw damper, good. I've never touched those switches, so we'll just leave those where they're at, okay? Fuel pumps, we have no fuel in the center tanks. We will confirm this. Excellent. Fuel pumps are where they need to be. We don't really, I guess those are spring-loaded switches. That I just learned that was a spring-loaded switch, so those don't go into the off position. I never turned them into the off position before, I just left them where they were at, but whatever. Anyway. APU's off, logo, wing lights, yeah. Turn them on. Turn them on. I guess we don't really need those are turn-off lights. Let's go. Okay. Wow, look at that. Taking off right into Chicago. This might be an interesting takeoff. We're going to stop onto the runway here and spool these throttles up to 50. I then need to adjust my camera to press the button. You need to press it. No. We just set the throttles there manually then. F it. I'm gonna have to go back to the manual to figure out how to get this thing to take off using auto throttle. And away we go. Going up. Autopilot. I'm gonna bring the nose down to track 240. Like the quickest crash course in taking this thing off improperly you could ever do right there. My V speeds didn't stick for some reason, not sure why. I put them in the FMC, but whatever, it's cool, no big deal. No big deal. We're in the air, we didn't hit nothing, everybody's safe. I hope you all still have your belts on. Yeah, I'm not necessarily the most qualified for this. Bring the power back, put the auto throttle on. Okay. Got a little bit of weather here in Chicago today. Some haze going on. Definitely going the IFR route, but yes, it has done this to me before. There we go. Now we'll climb out at the vertical nav. For some reason, it just doesn't set itself. I'm doing something wrong. It's definitely not the Zebo that I'm used to. Clouds down there below the nose. Let's see what the outside of the aircraft is doing since we're in autopilot. Climbing on up. Climbing on up to 15,000. That was what I wanted to do, show off these LED lights. Yes, look at those. A little bit of some wing flex going on. Just in time to shut that stuff down. Okay. Put the fasten seatbelt to auto at this point. We'll let the jet level off at 15,000. Pick up a little speed if it's not already there. And we'll take it up to our final cruise altitude of 30,000 feet shortly thereafter. I could have done performance calculations, but I was in a rush to get this thing in the air, and we obviously didn't do the performance calculations, because who needs those? Love this shortcut. Chase plane views for the win. Look at that HUD. Turbulence? Is that turbulence we're experiencing? The lighting in this thing really is quite superb, if I'm honest. Little hole in the clouds. Come to me, little hole in the clouds. Yeah, so we're going to turn the weather on because those clouds in front of me don't seem too pretty. They don't seem too friendly. I guess I should have pressed N1 there, not level change. Still learning the aircraft. Like I said, this PMDG is hella different from the Zebo. Actually, they're fairly similar. It's just PMDG does some things differently than Zebo. Well, fuck. I'm live right now. You're the woman in the background dying. She'll be alright. She'll be alright. Don't worry about her. It's not an emergency yet. We don't have to declare an emergency yet. 18,000, a little premature, but we'll go ahead and set it. Have you guys keep your seat belts on till we get through these clouds here, huh? Huh? All right. We are climbing like a rocket ship, though. That's always good. That's always good. About 6,600 feet to go. One thing I like about these PMDG airplanes is if you right-click that button there, magical shit happens. And we are away. There was our 1,000 to go alarm, it sounded like. Right-clicking this button sets auto cruise for some PMDG aircraft. And what that does is auto time compresses up to whatever you specify. So for me it's up to 4x. Not something I usually use, but I do know that a lot of us don't want to just sit up here at cruise like, oh, look, nothing. Again, there's some more nothing on the other side. Look at those clouds. We got clouds. That's about it. Can't see nothing on the ground. That's kind of boring. Nobody wants to see that, so let's get us to the descent as quick as possible so that we are where we want to see. Most people just want to see me fuck up this landing anyway, so I'll get us there as quick as possible here. What I'm going to do though, now that we're at top of descent, or top of ascent, not descent. This button. That's the one I was looking for. 2100. Put 2100 right there in the altitude settings. Cinematics. Once we hit top of descent, if we're not in the cockpit when it happens, that's a pretty cool shot. If we're not in the cockpit when it happens, the jet should automatically start to descend. There is our top of descent already. So let's get things set up to land. Though full flaps aren't necessary, we're going to land with full flaps. That's about all we got to do on that page. So we will be set up for the ILS 125025. On the radios, that should give us ASUS once we become in range. Now would be a good time to take care of my drink situation. Yep, and by that I mean pour the rest of this tea into my glass. Gotta have tea. Got to have the sweet tea. According to Active Sky, it's not too terrible, not too bad. Coming in hot, you heard? Should probably put that on and not auto at this point. Okay. Boy, that sun is in the worst spot possible. Mother Nature, it'd be nice to see my frickin' HUD, okay? Damn. If I don't look at the HUD, we'll be fine. Helipilot 7, I'm enjoying the features. On this particular flight, we didn't use the EFB here just because I was in kind of a rush to get her up in the air so that I could get her back down again. But yeah, I like this. I like these features. It gives a little bit more immersion in my eyes. The lighting in PBR are another thing that's probably a really big difference to the old one also. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of experience with the old one, so I'm not the guy to really compare the two. I can say, because I can definitively say, because I didn't purchase the last one, purchasing the old 7.3 that PMDG sold, purchasing this one was justifiable. I see a lot of people talking about how they purchased the old one, there should be a discount for this one, and yada yada, but it's my understanding that this one is completely redone from the other one. So it is a new airplane, although it's the same airplane, if that makes sense. Two 906. And that's going in. There. Right now. There was value there, but I am not one of those Microsoft 2020 gung-ho people. I'm holding on to my skepticism about that particular platform and what Microsoft has done to us in the past. There are still some obvious weaknesses with that new platform. Whether or not people want to admit and see those weaknesses are going to be on them. I am also not one of those people that are going to stop investing into P3D and X-Plane 11 just because we've got some new chick on the block. Cool. Let's push these limits. Let's get some competition out here. I'm all for that. I absolutely hope this simulator is groundbreaking. I hope it delivers everywhere they promise, but I'm still skeptical. The group of individuals that got to go not too long ago and get a hands-on experience, all those computers that they were using had brand new series NVIDIA 20 series graphics cards in them, so are they saying we need top-of-the-line equipment to run this simulator? Are we going to be waiting another 10 years to be able to run this simulator smoothly like we had to with FSX? I've got a lot of skepticism with that platform, but I have high hopes. So, yes, I kind of bought it for that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be one of those people that purchase Flight Sim 2020 on launch day, or if I'm going to wait a week or two to see what everybody else says, see how it runs on their systems, that sort of thing. I know I've signed up for the alpha, the tech alpha builds, to try to get access to those. I was not accepted for the last one, so hopefully I'm accepted for this next run, but we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I got high hopes for that platform, but just because that platform was announced does not mean I'm going to stop investing or only invest into items that will transfer or give me a discount towards a Microsoft 2020 product. I am kind of sick and tired of hearing about Flight Sim 2020, to be honest. So many people. So many people. My favorite statement about the Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 thing is all these scenery developers are going to be obsolete once 2020 hits, you know, everybody's asking, you know, what are these scenery developers going to do? And part of my skepticism that I was mentioning earlier is I think they're still going to have a quote-unquote job. I think there's still going to be scenery to add within that new platform. I think the autogen that we're going to see is still going to be, for the most part, I mean, you know, there will be what we have now as landmarks and stuff, but I think a lot of those buildings and stuff that we're going to see are going to be a quote-unquote autogen kind of, a generic kind of texture. You know, it's not going to match any type of real-world counterpart. I do know their scanning software that does whatever with roof tiles and stuff to help match at least colors. You know, that'll help, but that's still going to be limited. You know, so I have high hopes, but I'm still very skeptical about that platform. Oh, get ready to kick on the badass LED lights. We go from like 4 switches to 2 for the LED lights, and it's just kind of weird. Going to cut back on our approach time here just a little bit. I'm going to heading mode. 180. Excellent. Take me down, damn it! Take me down. Lights are on, seatbelt signs are on. I hope you guys have your seatbelts on, because I'm not necessarily the most qualified when it comes to flying this thing. This landing may be rough. You have been warned. Put your damn seatbelts on. If you have a cigarette, you might want to smoke it now. It's gonna get crazy. Alright, let's do this thing now. Execute, and that, and that. And we'll say 2100 on that again, and we should be good. Can't do too many cinematics at this point in the flight, but I'll try to get us out of the cockpit for just a second here. Those windows have a weird effect in the clouds there. That's a pretty good screenshot right there, if I do say so myself. Alright, back inside we go. Alright, so I need to know in chat if I should auto land or land by hand. Should I just let the autopilot take it all the way down to the ground for us? It'd actually be the first time I've attempted it, so we may die. There's that. Or should we play it safe and land it by hand? Either way, we'll start it on the autopilot. We'll either finish it with the autopilot or finish it the old-fashioned way. Your call. At the decel point here on the map, I will engage the VOR, autopilot VOR localizer hold there. And after that's captured, I'll engage the approach. And we'll see what happens. It should hold 5,000 until it gets past Hixam, and then it should start to descend. Little bit of wind. Or not. What am I doing wrong here? Oh. Oh, you know what? I bet you I have the FMC. I gotta check now. Shit. Bet you I have it set up so that the localizer doesn't have to be captured before approach. I bet you. Where are you going, dude? Oh, it says deny. I don't know. This is a little different. This is different. I don't know if I can handle this. This is different. That landing gear is going to help slow me down a bit. Oh, we're dealing with, let's see, 9,000 foot runway. You know, it's a small jet, so we just, one will probably be all right. We probably won't go off the end of the runway here. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Flaps, 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 flaps. Came close to overspeeding those flaps there. Ooh boy. Be careful. Be very, very careful. The glare in that thing is god awful. Probably won't be landing with that. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. Oh, pipe it. I have the airplane. In theory, we just gotta follow the flight director, eh? Let's see how well. Oh, the call-outs, they make me nervous. A little bit of choppy air coming in here. I am a little to the right. That reference bug should take into account that +5. In fact, vref add 5 right there. It should be. Let's get relined up here. Shows I'm a little high, but according to my things here, no turning back now. We're putting her down no matter what. I'm going to correct for this high reading slightly, but not too much. I'm going to follow my instruments on this and not the PAPI, because it looks like this airport is sunk down a little bit. It's going to be a long landing, but we'll get her down. Now we're way too fast on the speed.
100. 50.
It's going to be a really long landing.
30. 20. 10.
Little to the right, but not a bad touchdown. Not too bad of a touchdown. Alright, disengage the auto brakes here. We'll pull off to the left. I have my dome lights on, Raymond, but good observation. I have my dome light on bright, actually, because I'm one of those weirdos. I can shut it off once we pull off of this runway here and we get our speed brakes up. So I'm gently on the brakes right now. Yeah, I got my dome light on there, so that's how. Oh, good to know. I'm gonna say queso. Queso's like a sauce, isn't it? Queso sauce. Queso's something. Is it queso? You did, Captain. There we go. I'm fucking terrible with names, man. I'm sorry. You could tell me your name was Jim and I'd forget it the next day. I am very bad with names. And I apologize. I do know Captain, though. I can read that. I'm not that illiterate. Oh, I should have kept the logo lights on. Wing lights. I see some jets keep the wing lights on, you know, when I'm at an airport, like picking up family or something. But other times I don't see them have it on, so I'm not really sure you know, what to do with my wing light. It's kind of like your hands when you're talking. Do you stick them in your pockets? Are you the type of person that talks with your hands? You know, that sort of thing. I also usually forget to start the APU after I've landed. I'm not going to lie. That's a mistake I make a lot. We'll taxi into whatever gate. Whoa, my gates are floating! Fucking exorcism going on here. Holy shit. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some deboarding issues today. All the gates are possessed. Sode has gone apeshit. And doesn't recognize the altitude change. That's what's happening. Easy fix, though. Easy fix. Can I do it while I'm moving? I don't need that menu. I think I need this one. Nope. Wrong answer. Here we go. Yeah! Boom chicken. Apply that shit, dog. The hell you waiting on? Get the hell out of the way. I gotta park somewhere that's... somewhere. Floating jetways. The shit that only happens in P3D. We're gonna see how well I can park this according to a yellow line, and no gateway reference. APU gens are engaged. Kill the throttles and figure out this. What are you doing to me here, St. Louis? Huh? Fuck yes I want to. What are you doing? Thank you! Hello, jetways who are no longer possessed. The power of Christ compels you. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. That jetway's got a way to stretch, don't it? Will it reach? Oh? Oh? Are you coming? You guys must remain seated until I have flipped off the fasten seatbelt sign, okay? And that is still in the on position. Still in the on position. Be glad I gave you... Oh, I didn't even give you AC. Well, I take that back. Take some AC while we wait. The APU bleed was off. I told you I wasn't necessarily as qualified as I should be to fly this thing. Man, that jetway's stretching a long way. Good Lord. Damn. Look at that clipping. Okay. All right. Now, you may get out of your seat. You shut your taxi lights off, dipshit. Don't leave those on. That's rude. All those other ones can stay on, though. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this flight, please smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to support me the most. As always, thanks for watching, And until next time.
Mic off.